Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Home is Where the Dark Is. This is Alex Crescione, and in this episode, I'm going to be explaining the best way you can go about collecting all of your royalties as a recording artist, songwriter, etc. If you're in a band, if you are a solo artist, and you've written all of your songs, or a portion of your songs, this is mainly for people that own their own catalog. Because if you're with a label, they have their team that collects all this information, that manages all this information for you. Most of you that write your own music and you're releasing music independently, you're going to have to come up with your own system for collecting your royalties and keeping everything organized. So in this video, I'm going to explain how I do it and the organizations you're going to need to be signed up with and managing these accounts to be collecting all the royalties that are owed to you for your music. And it seems really complicated, and it is a bit overwhelming at first, like when you're first starting to get into it. And unfortunately, this managing these accounts and managing these royalties, like the way that the music industry is set up with these organizations and streaming, it is very fragmented. It's not streamlined whatsoever. You're having to manage multiple accounts and collect streaming, mechanical, publishing, performance rights, all these different royalties coming in from different accounts. So it can get kind of confusing if you're not used to it. And it's taken me, many years to get used to my workflow and how I like to keep things organized. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is you need to set up a spreadsheet for all of your songs. I have hundreds of songs, different things that I've worked on in my career, other songs I've written for other people, my own artists' songs and whatnot. I highly recommend that you create a spreadsheet so you have all of your information easily accessible. So if you need your ISRC, you need your ISWC, you need your UPC, you need, when did that come out again? When was the release date for that? So my spreadsheet is very simple. You could add a lot more information, but this is the stuff that I need and that I usually am needing to access. So I have a spreadsheet of the song name, artist name, release date, the status of this song. Is it released? Or is it submitted? Like sometimes when you're uploading to your digital distributor, it takes a while and it's submitted, but it hasn't been released yet. So you can have a column for, is this released? Is it submitted to be released, or is it canceled? Sometimes some artists remove songs. And then I put which digital distribution service was this song submitted through. Most of my stuff is CD Baby. I also use TuneCore. You might use DistroKid. You might use Ditto or whatever. There's a bunch of them now, but most people either use DistroKid, CD Baby, or TuneCore. So I have a column for that, which DD service is this submitted through, and then I have an ASCAP column. My performance rights organization that I'm submitted to is ASCAP. Maybe you're with BMI. Which one is better is debatable. A lot of people say that BMI collects more. I don't know how accurate that is. I've looked into, the steps and the process of, if I wanted to switch from ASCAP to BMI, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm staying with ASCAP for now. So I have a column for your PRO and whether this track is registered or not with ASCAP or BMI. Then I have my MLC column, which is registered or unregistered, Song Trust column, Sound Exchange column. Then I have the ISRC, International Standard Recording Code. That is the most important number that is assigned, or code that is assigned to your master recording. Then there's the ISWC, which is International Standard Work Code. Then there is the UPC that is assigned to your single or full album. And the UPC is like a barcode that you would see on the back of a CD or something like that. But all digital, even if it's not released physically, all digital releases have a UPC, single, EP, and album. So this is all the data that I enter on my spreadsheet, and it keeps it nice and organized. So if I ever need to access any of it, it's all there. So I highly recommend you do that. So as an artist, you're writing your own songs, maybe you're in a band, you have all your stuff on Spotify, everything's submitted through your digital distributor. So The most important number, like I said, is your ISRC. When you submit your song, it generates your ISRC. What you need to do with that immediately is register it with your PRO, because once you register it with your PRO, then it will generate your ISWC. It doesn't happen right away. It takes a couple weeks. Then from there, you want to take the ISWC and the ISRC and submit it to the MLC. The MLC is Mechanical Licensing Collective. And they collect your mechanical royalties from your streaming. That's another revenue stream. It's important to do that. So I go digital distributor, then submit to ASCAP, then the MLC. Then you could do Songtrust. I use Songtrust for all my worldwide publishing. If you're with a label or maybe you have a publishing deal or you signed a publishing deal, then they handle that for you. I use Songtrust. It's a one-time fee to sign up, and then they collect all of your worldwide publishing. So you want to do that as well. And then also Sound Exchange, and they collect your Pandora and your Sirius XM and stuff like that. So these are the 5 major royalty streams that you want to be collecting. Your master recording through your digital distributor, whether it's CD Baby, DistroKid, etc. ASCAP or BMI, the MLC, Songtrust, Sound Exchange. So those are the 5 that I fuck with. So you should be signed up for these, because you're probably leaving money on the table. If you're not getting, millions of streams, it's not going to be that much. But I guarantee you, if you sign up for these, if you have a lot of work, if you have a lot of songs, a lot of master recordings that have been streamed over the past many years, or 5, 10, 15, 20 years that have been floating around on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, maybe you have some YouTube content ID, things that are linking to that. So I guarantee you, once you submit with all these things, they will collect some back royalties. It probably won't be that much, but these are all royalties that you are entitled to. And what's great about this is once you have this set up, you have this system set up, if one of your songs gets a placement, or if something goes viral, like one of your songs go viral and you get millions and millions of streams, then you're set up to collect all these royalties that are owed to you. The problem is a lot of people, they don't take care of this for many, many years, and then you might miss out on some royalties that are owed to you. So it's really important to do this. The 5 main things, again, your digital distributor, so your CD Baby, your DistroKid, your TuneCore. This is your master recording. This is probably what's going to be the highest percentage of income of royalties for you. The master recording, like owning the master recording, is the most important thing, because that's where most of the money comes from. So like people like, the artist Russ, he put out hundreds and hundreds of songs, and he's gotten huge, but he owns all of his masters. So he makes a shit ton of money because he didn't sign with the label. I know people are very, very tempted by, I want to get signed, I want to be on a big label, but you really have to be careful. Hire a lawyer, hire an attorney to look over your contracts. Most of it, they're going to be taking a lot of your master, maybe all of it, and then you're going to be really hurting. You're not going to own your music. So I would really think about it before you start releasing music with a label. I would say at this point in 2026, just put out your own music and promote it yourself. If you're offered a really great deal, then go for that. But this is how most people are putting out their music these days, and you want to be set up. So your digital distributor, your PRO, ASCAP or BMI, publishing. So Songtrust is great. Use that. Sound Exchange and the MLC. And they're all pretty easy to set up. I'll put a link to all these websites in the description. But once you get in the habit of every time you put out a song, everyone knows how to do, you enter it in your DistroKid or whatever, you enter it into your CD Baby. If you're familiar with it, and if you do it often, you're pretty used to it at this point. But that's only the first step. So once you do that, do your PRO, do your Songtrust, do your MLC, and do your Sound Exchange, and these are all easy to set up. So from there, you'll be able to collect all your royalties, and there are people that you can hire to handle this for you if you don't want to do it yourself. But I would recommend that you do it and to see how this stuff really works, because you want to be in full control of your music, and you don't want to be taken advantage of, and you want to know what's going on. If this is what you really love and you really want to do, you need to make sure you know the ins and outs. So it's, just bite the bullet, set up these accounts, and then you'll see what's really going on behind the curtain with this stuff. And it is, honestly, it's not something I look forward to doing, but once you get in the habit of it, things start to make more sense. And if you can handle it yourself, then I think you'll be in a much better position. If you're a songwriter, if you're in the industry and there's something I may have missed, feel free to mention that in the comments. I know there's also the Harry Fox agency. I looked into that, and I know that Songtrust apparently does collect through them. So I'm pretty sure you don't need to also be signed up with that if you have a Songtrust. But yeah, if there's anything I'm missing, feel free to mention it in the comments. And thank you so much for listening.